Здравствуйте, товарищи, and welcome to our 20th day of our month of mods. And today, I think I might be stretching it with this one a little bit, because I don't know if it's exactly a mod. It uses the engine of another game called Freelance, which I never played before, and you don't need to own in order to play this game. But nonetheless, what we have is a modification of that engine, I suppose, so I guess it's a mod. Anyway, today we're looking at a mod called Wing Commander Saga. So, I'm gonna be honest, I never played any of the Wing Commander series before I played this game, but I happened upon this game when I was telling a friend how I used to enjoy those types of older space fighters back in the day, games like TIE Fighter and Rogue Squadron, and how it feels like it's been ages since I played a game like that. And from that jumping point, she recommended I check out Wing Commander Saga, because it just might scratch my itch. And on that front, I would have to say Wing Commander Saga certainly delivers. But before we talk about that, let's just talk a little bit about the story. And I'm not going to go into too many specific details because I have no idea what happened before this. But my aforementioned friend happens to be a big fan of the series, and said that the story, the characters, the fighters, the setting, and so on all fit within the Wing Commander universe very nicely. And when it comes to stuff like this, I wouldn't second guess her judgment. So apparently the story takes place directly before the events of the third Wing Commander game. And humanity is locked in an epic engagement against a race of warrior cat people called the Kilrathi. And unfortunately, the war isn't going so well for us humans, and we are outnumbered and outgunned in every sector by the Kilrathi. Enter you, taking on the role of Lieutenant David Markham aboard the TCS Hermes. A young and idealistic up-and-comer, hoping to make a difference, and hoping to do what he can to turn the tide of war. And from that point, it's up to you to take up the fight in the game's 55 missions. But on top of just sporting a lot of mission content, the game also has over 9 hours of voice dialogue, voiced by 60 different actors, and about 90 minutes of pre-rendered cutscenes. So we're talking about a pretty professional package right here. But what really makes me enjoy Wing Commander Saga is just the awesome nostalgic feeling I get from it. The game just feels so awesomely 90s. From the retro-looking startup screens, to the graphics and gameplay itself. I drew an odd parallel here to remembering a couple years ago when Capcom released Mega Man 9 as a downloadable title on all major consoles. And when they made that game, they restricted themselves to the hardware specifications of the original Nintendo system. And people who grew up with NESs got a real nostalgic kick out of that title. Unfortunately, the NES was a bit before my time, so I didn't get that same feeling for Mega Man 9. But I imagine that what I feel with Wing Commander Saga is probably what these people felt like with Mega Man 9. Because the engine for Wing Commander Saga is based off a game that came out in the 90s. Late 90s, but still 90s. So, in that sense, they have hardware restrictions to the specifications of that time, which probably explains the awesome retro feeling I get. So in terms of the actual gameplay itself, you'd be doing all the same stuff that you'd imagine you'd do in an old school space combat game. You'll be piloting a variety of different fighters in a variety of different engagements. Of course you'll be having your classic sort of dogfight engagements where it's fighter on fighter combat. You know, trying to lock in on your target, staying behind them, while at the same time trying to shake guys off your tail. But you'll also be part of much larger engagements, where there's multiple capital ships going at one another, and you're tasked with either defending your fleet or attacking enemy capital ships, all while listening to and enjoying the banter of your wingmen. All of which, if you're a fan of these types of games, you'll definitely appreciate. So I'd have no problem recommending this mod to someone who wasn't previously a Wing Commander fan, because I myself wasn't, but if you enjoy these types of games like I do, then absolutely check it out. But if you're a little bit younger and perhaps missed out on the space combat simulator games of my childhood, then maybe you should check it out and get some appreciation for the types of games that we used to play. Because man, if they only had just added in full motion videos, then it would have been sort of the quintessential 90s PC game experience. So, it might be a bit of a valuable experience to you. Who knows? In any case, I hope you enjoyed this brief look at Wing Commander Saga, and I hope you'll join us tomorrow for another fantastic mod. And until then, this has been Joseph, Vice-Runner of Stalin, signing off for now, and you guys take care.